Let's play a drinking game with Daniel.
Okay.
I think every time Daniel ends a word with ing but adds a K, like drinking,
Yeah.
then we take a drink.
All right.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the Whiskey Tribe. So I think the thing that we talked about, starting now.
Now. Got it.
Oh, great. This is what happens when you guys work in the same room together.
We pride ourselves in being a community of whiskey explorers, trying new things, expanding our horizons, challenging our preconceptions about whiskey. But there is a time and place for the go-to whiskey.
Going back to the thing you know and love.
Yes, the thing that you're always going to have in stock. The hunt for the daily drinker.
Red October.
Red October.
Okay. All right, so we have some insider data shared with us. We got a list of the most restocked whiskeys, the things that people, they tried, they
Same
loved
person,
it.
returned again and again.
Things that people are going to restock. Yeah.
I'd be happy with anything on this list.
Oh.
I'm gonna pour for you guys and then ask you questions.
Okay, so in no particular order of popularity.
Yeah, no order of popularity, actually order of palate. I wanted to start with a really classic but mild MGP rye, Bullet Rye.
Of all the ryes out there, it's pretty light from my memory. Not heavy-handed with the spiciness. It's kind of just sweet and friendly.
Yeah, it's the classic MGP rye that is every brand sourcing MGP rye. Herbal, black tea, but with almost a eucalyptus note, but not quite. Menthol.
It's what, a 45%?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just got this bread from HEB. It's pistachio cranberry bread. And it actually kind of
Wait, pistachio cranberry bread?
Yeah.
So what part of that are you getting in there?
Less of the pistachio, more like a little cranberry, but more bread.
It's just the sweet end of rye flavors that are pretty classic flavors, very common.
All right, we're gonna move straight into bourbon, so set your glasses aside.
All right. Okay. What?
We're gonna move to Elijah Craig Small Batch.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that okay with both of you?
Alright.
I'm trying to remember.
Are you guys both okay with
I'm
this?
all right with him.
I'm trying to remember the Elijah Craig.
Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
Not quite as dark wood char.
Yeah.
Not quite as extreme cherry as some.
I have no memory of the Elijah Craig specific notes other than it being, this is going to be a pretty classic bourbon. It's not going to be anything outside the lines.
There is a lot more of the oaky ethanol.
Yeah. Like a oak wood.
More than I remember.
Yeah, I kind of smell like the peanut shells, the salty ones a little bit.
Oh,
Not the
dusty
actual
peanut shells.
but the dusty shell.
There's some restaurants in Texas where you sit down, they give you a bucket of peanuts in a shell, and you just throw them on the floor. And the floor is nothing but peanut shells.
Yeah,
you go walking
into an old bar.
Yeah.
I like to suck all the salt off those peanut shells, so they're kind of soggy.
No,
You can't really throw those on the ground.
people just reach in there with their beady paws and just. No, what are you doing?
So good. Big meaty claws in my peanuts.
There's a little bit of herbalness to that honey.
See how the palate compares to the nose.
Whoa, peanut shells.
Oh, it really is. Oaky, a honeyed tea, peanut shells.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Rock and roll.
That's very nice.
All right,
Yeah.
now we're gonna do the next two as a combo because these are both on the list. The only difference between them is proof, as far as I can figure, right?
Yeah.
So they're both a small batch. It's the Uncle Nearest 1884 and 1856.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pour you first, so keep track of it.
Yes.
The 93 proof. Now remember, this is a recipe that Fawn Weaver, who's the founder of the company, owner, said she actually found from Uncle Nearest Green, who was the slave who taught Jack Daniels how to distill. And so it's charcoal filtered like Jack Daniels.
This is a much softer nose than the Elijah Craig we just had.
Okay, are you guys keeping the low proof on the left or the right?
This first one you poured.
Okay, left. Higher proof is on the right. It might smell a little more deep and dense just because the higher ethanol will hold on to some things.
Compared to the Elijah Craig we just had, it is softer. What is the proof, by the way, on the higher proof?
100. I do get this cut grass note still that I got the first time I tried theirs. That's mixed with candy corn.
Ooh, I smell the candy corn, yeah.
You get like a fresh cut, like a Fuji apple. Maybe a little bit of apple peel.
Like a dusty jerky grass smoothie.
It's just
Dusty.
nasty.
Jerky grass
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah, like you get at the farmer's market.
Right.
I actually like the nose of the higher proof one quite a bit more.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Because that higher ethanol holds on to more of the compounds.
Get almost peanut butter on the nose of the higher proof, the 1856.
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have picked that up, but yeah, now that you mention it, I can see what you mean.
Like and once again, that bourbon honey is showing up. I'm not getting cherry, which I very often find in bourbon.
Yeah. No, me either. We are moving on to number 5.
I gotta tell you,
Salted caramel.
of the last 3 we had, I prefer in the Elijah Craig.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a little bit more.
Well, let's see if
I can take that.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
You can't reach though.
That's okay, I'll hold them.
Let's see if a little Woodford Reserve number, not numbered, but on our list, will bring you back home. Because we both know we like Woodford Reserve.
Sure.
Now I'm a little suspicious coming off of that Elijah Craig that maybe the Woodford is not as oaky as I remember. Because Elijah Craig was really oaky.
Yeah.
Okay, this one I get a lot of oak on.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
an oak
it is.
tree.
It's more so.
Yeah.
Hey, the thing that
the
we
wilderness.
the thing that we talked about. I think we forgot about it, and it's.
I've been listening.
You've been
I mean,
okay.
I've been.
All right, we'll double down and
Now.
yeah.
What the hell?
Okay. Woodford Reserve. Yeah, like a light brown sugar. A lot of sugar mixed in with the brown sugar.
It's got a syrupy.
Ooh, this dense.
Whoa.
Do I get like a leather note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dry leather.
Dark.
That's almost the densest one that we've tried so far, even with that 100 proof.
Yeah.
Uncle Nearest, and this one's 45.2%.
It's punching above its weight at 45.2.
Yeah.
That feels like a 50 with the amount of flavors that are up there.
Yeah.
And I actually feel the heat on that quite a bit too.
That's like a leather that's on a saddle, though. You know?
So Jefferson's Ocean?
Yes. You know what? Even my non-whiskey drinking friends.
Well, specifically the
The
ocean.
No, I'm saying.
Really?
Yes.
Is it the novelty of the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it has ocean, and they hear the story, like the barrels. They're at sea. They're actually on the ocean.
Yeah.
It's not just a name.
They go all over the place, multiple countries, cross the equator multiple times.
Yeah. So and that's really interesting to people who aren't even necessarily into whiskey. They grab this. It's a nice whiskey from what I remember.
Right.
But the story though, super nice though. Ooh.
It is. It's got
Lighter
a-
and sweeter and fresher and fruitier.
I actually get like a. You ever had Fun Dip?
Is that the thing where you get like the sugar granules and you
Oh
dip?
yeah.
Okay.
You dip the stick in there.
You lick the
Yeah.
stick, and then the
Yes.
spit makes the sugar
Turn
stick
colors.
to the stick.
Yes.
We get that a lot in bourbons, and frequently in bourbons, that sort of chalky sugar.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's basically what it is.
Yeah. What was the one that came? Candy straws? Was that what it was? Where you
Pixie Sticks?
Pixie sticks.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
used to love Pixie Sticks. They had the jumbo ones.
Of course you did. Yeah. You want to keep talking about the taste of that one?
So I would say of all of these,
Good flavor.
this is the most light and sweet and effortless and friendly.
Right.
It's not going to have oak, which some people don't like oak. It's not going to be leathery. It's not going to be like heavy-handed brown sugar. It's not going to be a high proof. But I think it's probably why my non-whiskey drinking friends are not only familiar with this, they really enjoy it.
Yeah. And it's not dramatically more expensive than the classic Jefferson's.
Yeah.
But it's got a cool story.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to have a cool story when they pull a bottle out.
I don't know the story.
So they put the whiskey in the barrels, and the barrels are on a boat, and the boat's on the ocean, and the boat crosses the equator a bunch of times, and then they put it in a bottle and they sell it to you.
Oh, like pirates.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Because Thomas Jefferson was a pirate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Monticello was not about wine. It was,
Cellos.
I was going to say booty.
It's about cellos.
All about the booty.
Pillaging debt booty.
Okay.
This episode brought to you by ReserveBar. ReserveBar, again, this is the company that shared the data, so we can see what are people actually restocking, because there's a difference between, you know, exploratory whiskey that you try out and something that you go, damn, I got to keep that on hand.
Right.
We have used ReserveBar to get bottles shipped, which is, wow, like as a whiskey drinker, you know, you're limited to the handful of liquor stores you have in their selection. Super frustrating.
Yeah.
They can ship to most states.
Yep.
So you go to like the ReserveBar website, you can check out some bottles, you can see what states they can get things delivered to. Not only that, right now they have like a Father's Day gift guide. Father's Day's coming up.
Oh, nice.
And they have engraving options for bottles. They did like an engraved Johnny Walker Blue for us back in the day.
So how do you get your kid to go on to buy liquor online?
This is what you do. If you are a father, the most loving thing you can do, just give them a link to the bottle.
Yeah.
And say, just give me that skin.
Or you just say, if they're like my kids, 13 and 10,
Yeah.
they don't worry about buying anything, I already took care of it.
Yeah.
And by the way, thank you.
Yeah.
You have really good taste.
Don't worry, it's from you. I engraved your name on it. This is from ReserveBar is very helpful. They got a nice selection. Comes very nicely, tightly packaged.
Yeah, and the engraving is pretty nice too.
Yeah.
Like it's legit.
So thank you to ReserveBar for sharing the data, because we love to do lists based on hard data. That's good stuff. And they have a special promo code for the Whiskey Tribe if you go to ReserveBar between now and before the end of Father's Day.
Okay.
Before the end of Father's Day.
All right.
You use code TRIBE, you get $20 off
$100?
anything over 100, any order over $100 or
Let's
more.
do the math.
Yeah, it's like pretty
That's
damn.
like.
It's pretty damn good, actually.
And by the way, if you need someone to send a gift to, Rex will be your daddy.
Oh, so be your daddy.
By the way, all the whiskeys in this episode, you can get direct links to buy them.
Is it?
It's down here on ReserveBar's website in the link below.
This is the one that surprised me. 10 Cup.
Okay.
Of all the ones on a list holding strong,
Right.
10 Cup is surprising. 10 Cup is from Jess Graber, who is one of the co-founders of STRANAHAN'S. But this is not just a bourbon or a malt. This is a mix of MGP bourbon and malt made by them.
Okay.
So they blended a malt and a bourbon.
Yeah.
Hence creating what they call an American whiskey.
Like the nose is not bad.
Yeah.
I don't remember really liking Tin Cup.
Me either. You know the funny thing about this? Our bottle is from the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting some herbal notes, and I know there's no rye in here.
I'm also getting lime.
Oh.
Citrus and lime.
Citrus.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get pear.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is striking me more as like a rye than.
I think the fruitiness of the malt combined with probably the rye grain and the bourbon is jumping forward.
Yeah, it's just a very light touch on the taste.
Yeah.
There's nothing to dislike though.
But it looks cool. It's got a cool name. It comes with a silver shot glass.
If we're talking about the context of an everyday drinker, then you're not going to do anything weird. You're not going to go exploring. This is just an old standby. And there's like classic flavors in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Interesting for a blend though.
Yeah.
But what I would say is also interesting is they've done a good job of marketing themselves because Stranahan's also showed up on the list. So
Okay.
both of the companies from these guys that are in Proximo Spirits
Yes.
are on the list. However, Stranahan's is an actual malt, just full malt from Colorado, aged in new oak.
Man, there's really cool stuff coming out of Colorado. But I think
is,
of all
right?
those distilleries, Stranahan's probably has the most brand recognition.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's like sour candy.
Wow, that is some
That's funky.
maltiness.
It's interesting to me what American malt does when it dances with new oak.
I get lime in this one.
I'm getting like a natural cider, like unprocessed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can smell that.
Almost basement or cellar
But
musty.
it's like you're making cider in the cellar, in the basement.
I
where
smell
we
like kind of
all make our
margaritas.
cider. Margaritas?
Yeah.
What the margarita? What the what?
Do you mean like really budget tequila that's kind of like funky?
Yeah. But like with that mix in it. You know? That like.
Oh, the sweet and sour type
yes.
mix, yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving on. We've only got 2 left. I'm sorry to say, guys. Okay, Macallan 12, specifically the double cask 12.
The nose.
Classic Macallan, right?
The dark fruits. Plums, dates, figs.
Yeah, I'm getting all the
Fall.
skins. All the skins of those things. Yeah.
Dried leaves and fall vegetation.
Fruit
Cranberries.
flesh.
Oh, yeah, and the cranberries, like a dried cranberry type of deal.
Yeah, okay.
So, interesting thing about this one is it says double oak, and when you follow that in Scotch,
Yeah.
often people tend to think, oh, you mean bourbon and sherry.
Okay.
Answer is no. It's American and European oak, but they are both sherry cask. So this is 100% sherry cask whiskey.
A Macallan is a brand that I think if somebody considers themselves a Scotch person, but they're not exploring, they're gonna have a Macallan. Especially
Yeah.
if you have friends coming over that know that you're a Scotch person. It's like, hey, here's my Scotch friend. Let's sit down and have some Scotch.
It's a feels like prestige bottle.
Macallan.
It's like having a BMW instead of like a luxury Maserati or something. Like it's a nice car.
It is the BMW.
Yeah.
Of Scotch.
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
Just
And
the name sounds good.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Macallan.
Macallan.
It's a Macallan.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't you know?
Cadillac.
I don't know why we're
Whiskies.
Midwest
Are you from-
now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you know
Macallan.
the Scotch
Macallan.
Midwest overlap there.
That's not Midwest.
What is it? Don't you know?
It feels.
Canadian? Don't you know?
As always, nose is better than the palate.
Yeah.
But I
I'm the
actually do like
opposite.
the palate on this.
I
I
like the palate.
more than the nose.
She loves the palate, likes
are
the nose. We love the nose, like the palate.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Because you're
and
wrong.
finally,
It's not true!
here is the one that I was not surprised at all took the cake, because of course it did. Johnny Walker Blue,
You say you're super not surprised.
but expensive.
I'm
right?
saying though, this is the
But-
whiskeys people keep buying again and again and again, because this is data from ReserveBar,
Yeah.
them saying, hey, these are the whiskeys that the same people at the same accounts are repurchasing over and
Yeah.
over and over.
Somebody's doing Johnny Walker Blue for a daily drinker. So again, this is a mix of 8, and we don't know how old this is, but there's rumors that this is like 50-plus-year-old casks are in this blend.
Then the question becomes, how much?
Yeah, what's the youngest?
It's like a little droplet.
Yeah, how many barrels?
And all of a sudden, if you're putting like a few drops in there, that one barrel that you could have sold for $100,000 or whatever. Well, if you're just putting a few drops in tons and tons of bottles,
Yeah.
and you're selling these bottles at
Millions,
$250 a pop.
yeah.
Basically, this is if you want to impress somebody. And they're not an exploratory whiskey nerd.
Right.
They just like, the recognizable brands, and they know what they're getting whenever they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you
Whenever you
remove
pour them
price
that.
point,
I do
forget
like-
about price point. It's a really great blend.
It is.
I think.
It's a really nice, there's much more of the char and barrel smoke on the nose. Yeah.
To me, there's a lot more fruit on the nose than I remember.
Really? I'm not getting much fruit. I get more like a woody,
Like a fruit cup.
Like the
sweaty
ash.
jerky.
You ever
Yeah.
go to Buc-ee's with their
Yes.
like 80 kinds of jerky?
Yeah,
You
they
ever
got
been to
good
Johnson
stuff.
City Whittington's jerky?
No. Is that your jerky?
I mean, we're related to them somehow, but I don't know them.
And they're very unimpressed by that.
Yeah, I walked in and I was like, no, Rex and I walked in, I was like, hey, I'm a Whittington. And they're like, that'll be $8.94. I'm like, damn it. Come on, guys. It drinks slightly watered down and slightly ashy, not near as good as the nose.
Probably the most smoke I would want to compare it to the green, to be sure.
The green kicks its butt.
The green kicks it-
yeah,
okay.
and it's all malt.
Okay.
The green's all malt,
And
much
it's not even a
heftier.
blend.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
No, I mean, it's a
blend
blended
green?
malt.
Okay.
But it's not a blended scotch. It doesn't have grain in it.
Okay. Let's go through the lineup and we'll decide daily drinker for each of us.
Do the Roman thing. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Daily drinker or no? One,
Alright.
2, 3.
What is that? So you're no.
It's like a half.
Elijah Craig, daily drinker, yes or no? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
It's good.
The nearest are up. We'll start with the low proof. Daily drinker, yes or no? 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, we both kind of, maybe. Okay.
Wait,
Maybe in the middle.
There's no middle.
Oh, there's no middle.
There's no
oh,
middle.
all right.
The higher proof Uncle
That's
Nearest,
fair.
daily drinker, yes or no? 1, 2, 3.
I'd put it in the middle.
Well, I like that.
Woodford Reserve, daily drinker, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're looking for like the heavier flavors. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Jefferson Ocean, daily drinker, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What, really?
I would only drink it if I'm by the ocean. Every day.
Because that's what it tastes like. Everyone knows that. 10-cup whiskey, daily drinker, yes or no? 1, 2, 3. Nope.
You gotta do this. It's a timing.
Right,
It's a
that's
timing
Oh, I'm
thing.
sorry.
It's a timing.
Wait,
thing.
1, 2, 3.
1,
do it.
2, 3. Yeah. Stranahan's, daily drinker, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, she's not feeling it. She's
Wasn't
not
feeling the
malt.
margaritas
Not
in the
feeling the
basement.
malt.
Daily drinker, Macallan, 12, double cask, yes or no? 1, 2, 3.
What are you
One and
gonna
a
do?
half? You're in your middle. You guys are broken.
3/4. Yeah.
Follow
It's a
instructions.
baby.
Last but not least, daily drinker.
Is somebody else buying?
Johnny, no, you're buying. No, you're buying. No, you're buying. No, you're buying. 1, 2, 3. Now,
I really like the. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
I like what it does. I think we.
Failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think? We were doing? Just throw some ideas out there.
I don't have any
Keep
ideas.
talking.
Words? Is it about words? Is it how I say a specific word? Is it a hard K? What were you gonna do?
Nothing.
What were you planning?
I think so.